Hello and welcome to Advice Guys, a weekly advice podcast hosted by me, Joshua Perlman, and
Todd Mariachi, a high school football coach from Denver, Colorado. So happy to be here.
Todd Mariachi.
Yeah, I'm from Little Mexico.
I love your music and the hats.
Thanks, man. It's really cool. How's your
You're
life
welcome.
going today, Josh?
It's going okay. Today's actually going okay. I don't know.
You're in a corner. It seems like you're in a corner.
Yeah, I am in a corner, both literally and figuratively.
Oh,
This way, the corner is like how I get to not have a mirror or artwork in my background.
oh that's cool.
Yeah, that's
Do
why.
you,
Yeah,
do you feel like how did you get there? Were you backed in?
I was backed into this corner, and then I said nobody puts baby in a corner.
I always think it'd be funny. Like you can never, like a baby would never die at like birth because you could never put a baby in a corner. You know what I mean?
Oh, buddy.
You can never
All
put
right.
baby. Yeah,
You could never put baby in a corner. I heard it. I heard it.
It's because I'm Todd Mariachi from where?
From
Little
Denver,
Mexico,
Colorado. You
but
said
that's part
Denver,
of
Colorado to begin with.
yeah, also known as
Little
Little
Mexico.
Mexico, right?
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some questions. Let's save some other people's lives since your life is going so great, Todd Mariachi.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. Dear Advice Guys, I asked a neighbor out and she said yes. I sent her a text and she said, sure, let's do it. We made a plan. The night we were supposed to hang out, she canceled with no like follow-up ideas. Like there was no, hey, I can't do tonight, but like Thursday would be good. So now I don't know what to do when I see her. Help me. How do I act around this person? Because I'm going to see her in my building. Oh, that's an awkward one.
I think she did
First
the
of
right
all,
thing.
don't ask out a neighbor. Don't ever
No
ask out a
way.
neighbor.
Have you
Yeah,
ever done
that's
that?
a terrible idea. I've never asked out a neighbor. No.
Oh, I did once.
You did? You asked out a neighbor?
It went about as well as you think it did too.
Did you have to move?
No, she did. Eventually, she didn't have to, but she did. Luckily,
She chose. She chose to move after you asked her out.
I put a note on her car, and because I was like, I didn't. Yeah, oh yeah. I told you this was in my 20s. I put a note on her car. Yeah.
Did you attach like a mix CD that you made for her?
No, but I had one made, and I just never gave it to her.
Sure.
No.
Sure.
I think I remembered. My logic was so terrible too because I remember hearing her and her ex-boyfriend bang, and I was like, she makes cool noises.
Oh my God! What is happening?
So I left a message on her. Or they broke up. And I think I was.
Did you know her name?
I don't remember now, but I did at the time. Sure.
Okay, so you knew her name. So the message started out with like, "Hey, Denise.
Mm-hmm.
Hey there, Delilah.
Hey, this is Chris, your neighbor. I'd love to go out sometime if you're whatever I said. It was just a bad idea. And then every time I saw her after that, she was just like, so. I mean,
yeah.
It was so I would never do that again. I never did do that again. Once was enough.
That's the precursor to creep sliding into DMs. Mm-hmm. Is creep sliding into windshields with notes.
Yeah, windshields were the original DM.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's not great.
I think she did the right thing. I think she was right in canceling.
What do you mean she was right in canceling?
I think she was right in canceling.
Just because you think she canceled because of the neighbor of it all? Because she said, yeah, this girl said yes when he first asked her out, or when she asked her out. The person didn't sign with her name. Yeah, I mean, I would never ask a neighbor out because it's just going to create discomfort. But like now what you do is act like you've never met that human. Like don't make eye contact. If you like see her on the street, just like stop and turn and go the opposite way. Give that human space to feel comfortable at home.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting.
That's what you gotta do. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
No.
Oh, that poor neighbor. All right, are you ready for
I'm
question
ready,
two?
man.
All right. Hey, Chris and Josh. My dog is getting older and I'm not sure what to do. I know he will not be here for much more than a year or two, and my options are to wait until he's gone and get another dog, or do I get a puppy now so that he can train it and then I don't have to deal with as much loss?
I see you put the dog down now. Just get it over with. Take the initiative, put it down. Just put that dog down.
Wouldn't it be great if you could do that with
Oh,
parents?
yeah.
Like, my dad's getting old. I need to get a new
Put
dad
him
for him to
down.
train.
Did you ever hear that bit from Ron White about the puppy?
Probably not.
Yeah, about that, he's like, oh, my wife lost my wife lost her dog, and she was sad. She was just devastated. She was inconsolable. He's like, so I waited a while, and then I took her to a pound or wherever to get a puppy, and the dogs were jumping all up, and they were like, pick me, pick me, pick me. And we got her this dog, and it healed her heart. It literally made her great, made her great again. And then her mom got sick, so we were at the home, and all these other people, old people, were jumping around like, pick me, pick me. That's funny.
That's really funny.
Yes.
I heard a great Anthony Jeselnik joke that I really
Okay.
love. Uh, it was so good. He was like, uh, I'm probably going to murder the joke, but he was like, my father had a Mickey Mantle rookie card, and I was a kid, and I didn't know anything, so I took the card, and I went to school, and I traded it with a friend for a candy bar. And do you know what that card is worth now? My relationship with my father. Such a good
That's
joke.
funny.
I love that joke so much.
That's funny. Did you?
Let's help this
Wait.
person.
He also had
Go
the
ahead.
joke was I saw a woman get hit by a bus, or as I like to call it, the weirdest gender reveal party. Was a pregnant woman?
Oh
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
that's dark. He does love a dark joke, that guy. That Anthony Jeselnik.
I say
Um,
get a puppy now.
yeah, I mean, there are two ways to go. That's what I did when my dog was getting old. I got a puppy, and yeah, it's great. Sometimes it makes the older dog like act like a puppy, and they get more longevity, and they also can train the dog, so it's a good
Right.
route. But like, and then also like you still have a dog after the initial one goes.
Right.
So I subscribe to that belief. Like the older dog can train the puppy and teach it and all the
Mhm.
things, and then you got a
Yep.
dog. Yeah, get another dog. Get three
Do
of
it.
them. Just dog
Do
it
it.
up. Be Melissa McCarthy and Bridesmaids. Get all the
Yeah.
dogs.
And then you could have 3 in the evening, and then it would be a 3-dog night.
Three
Yeah.
dog night. Yeah, I got it. I got it. A 3-dog night. All right. Question number 3. Hi, Josh and Chris. What's up, guys? I recently got a new job, and everyone I work with is super cool. I get along with everyone great except for one guy. He has a thick South American accent. I think maybe like Chile or something, and I cannot understand a word he says. He kind of screams, and when I match his energy, he screams back at me, "Stop yelling at me." Everyone else gets along with him great, other than me. What should I do?
I think you
Uh,
call ICE and have him deported.
I mean, that's an option. It's not a great
Yeah,
one.
if he
It's an
doesn't get
option.
along with you, you got to call the proper authorities.
You got to get that ice.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, if everybody else gets along with him, and it's not like, and you're the only person that doesn't,
Could be you.
yeah, it's like the old phrase, like, if you met an asshole today, you met an asshole today. If you wake up and everybody you meet's an asshole, you're probably the asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I would look into like maybe examining how you are behaving with him, or like watch how other people interact with this guy. and how they get along with him and try to
Well, you
do
could
that.
be in like World War II Nazi Germany, and a lot of people would be like, "I love Trump," you know what I mean? And like you don't. So
Not, no, I don't know what you mean. Let's walk that back. Okay, reboot. You could be in Nazi Germany and be like, I
I
love
love.
Trump.
I
That's what you
was
said?
joking. I was like, "I love Hitler," and then
Oh,
everybody around you really loves Hitler, but you're like, nah. Then I don't think it's every. I think it's everybody, not you.
I think this situation, this specific workplace drama between the guy from maybe Chile or whatever and this
Uh-huh.
employee is not necessarily the same as Nazi Germany. I'm just going to go out
All
on
right,
that limb. I'm going to say it might not be
that's
exactly the same.
fair.
Unless this person's working in the White House, and then it's pretty similar.
That's fair. Um, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, you have to try to get along with everybody, and if you don't like this person because you can't understand them, that's sort of a bizarre angle.
Or is it just like, yeah, I mean, it seems like the person doesn't like, it seems like the person with the accent doesn't like this particular employee. So I would look into if he likes everybody else, how's everybody else
That's
interacting with him?
true. That's a good way to look at it.
All right, on to the next. Saving lives. I need your help. A friend of mine just moved here from Los Angeles. Maybe you guys know her. Her name is Kim. Oh, yeah, we
We
know Kim.
do.
Anyway, yeah, of course, obviously. A girl named Kim in
Oh yeah,
LA?
yeah, we
We have to
totally
know.
do.
Anyway, she moved here a few months ago and has already been in a couple tumultuous relationships. Fine, whatever. Guys suck, so why wouldn't the first ones she dated in town be shitty? Now she has just started dating this dude, and I swear to God, he is a fucking sociopath. He's got those dead shark eyes. He acts super nice and kind, but there is something soulless about him. And he is putting on the full court press with her and with all of her friends. Like he wants to be best bros with my husband and all his guy friends. Dude is like 35. Where the fuck are his friends? What do I say to her? Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
That's a really tough one. Have you ever met anyone that you just instantly are like, oh, this person's a fucking sociopath?
yeah. A lot of people. I mean, especially out here. There's so many people here who.
Have you ever met anyone that I wasn't dating that you were like, this is a sociopath?
Um, I think our old friend our old friend and buddy, uh, initials BR, who had that meltdown on the pod that we were talking to that one time, and we haven't talked to him since.
I think BR has borderline personality disorder. I think he might be a narcissist, but he's not a sociopath.
Um,
He's a horrible
mhm,
human, no doubt.
yeah,
But he's not a sociopath. I was actually at the bar at Dantana's, and there was a guy a few seats down from me, and the way he was speaking to and looking at women, I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna murder. This guy's a serial killer. This guy's a fucking
yikes.
psychopath. He had those eyes where there's just nothing going on. I know exactly what this person means by the shark
Yeah,
eyes.
like
Like where there's
the
just like a
yeah, it's like
blackness
the
there.
Richard Ramirez eyes. Yeah, like the Night
Hmm.
Stalker glare.
So like, first of all, also huge red flag that this guy is 35 and doesn't have his own friends and is like trying to ingratiate. It all sounds very talented, Mr. Ripley.
Yeah,
Like he's trying to get in there, and I don't know what you say to your friend though. What do you say to your friend if you think their person is like a narcissist, a sociopath, or a
run,
psychopath?
don't walk.
Like nobody, my one ex, who I would characterize as somewhere in that spectrum of the three. Uh, like nobody said a word to me until after it was done, and then everybody after it was done was like, "Oh yeah,
Don't you love that when you get
I
like
always thought she
back
was awful."
ended? Oh, I could have told you that from your friends who didn't tell you that.
Yeah, I do. I really love that. Like, after I found out that she wasn't really
Mm-hmm.
sick, at least 10 people, like, who I talked to, like, gleefully, like, exclaimed, like, I knew it! And I was like, great.
Thanks.
That's great,
Thanks for
buddy.
choosing.
Yeah, that's
Thanks for
helpful.
choosing now.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Um, I don't know. Like, it depends on your, back to the question, it depends on your relationship with your friend, because if you think you have a strong enough relationship to be like, dude, dude's dark, there's something dark about
Mm-hmm.
him, and they'll
Yep.
listen, then fucking do it. Fucking do it, because there's nothing worse than allowing a sociopath into your life.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think it'll create conflict between the two of you, and she'll just like go harder at the
Mm-hmm.
guy, then you can't say
Right.
anything other than just like suggest she watch Ripley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be. That, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like it's so hard when you see somebody who you're friends with making a poor choice because you have to almost let them make it. You can't.
Are we talking about me now?
No, for once in our life, we're not talking about you. Um, yeah, you have to let them make that choice.
It's a tricky one.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely had some friends who started dating, and I'm just not a fan of their guy or girl,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a tricky
It is.
situation.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? Just like, okay.
I say nothing. I don't say anything. I always just like act nice, and then because all relationships end, like every single
Mm-hmm.
one. Sorry to be a spoiler, but like pretty much every, especially if you're not married, and then 50% of marriages end. But like, so I just like wait it out, and then when they break up and they're in it, I'm always just like, you can do better. That guy wasn't so great, or that girl wasn't so
Right.
great.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
That makes sense. It's smart.
yeah. It's tough, tough to navigate. Like, gets into a relationship and you're not thrilled.
Yeah, it
Are,
is. It
are
is
we
very
ready for the
difficult.
next?
I've been waiting.
Okay, stop yelling at me, Chris. Or what was your name this week?
Todd McNamara.
I don't think it was Mac. It was mariachi. It was something
Yeah,
mariachi.
Todd
Yeah.
Mariachi from Small Mexico.
Dear advice, guys, in all caps, help me. Yesterday I was cleaning the house, mopping, vacuuming, straightening the kids' rooms, and doing laundry. I mixed all the laundry in together, mine, my husband's, my 13-year-old daughter's, and my 11-year-old son's. When I was pulling one of the loads out of the dryer, I found a condom. I have no idea whose it is. I know it's not mine. That's it. I can't imagine it's my son's. He's 11. 11-year olds aren't having sex, right? Are they? Could it be my daughter's or is it my husband's? What's worse? I don't know. Help. Oh boy.
You put loads in the dryer all the time, don't you, Josh? What? Burn.
I don't. Okay. That's horrifying.
Yeah,
First of all, I doubt it's the 11-year-old son.
right.
I mean, even I was 12 when I first had sex. Yeah, that's right. I'm owning what happened to me.
Listen, I get it. I'm sorry. Still,
I don't care. No, it's not the 11-year-old son's. 13-year-old daughters. It could be.
it could be.
13, I feel like 13 to like 16 is when I feel like kids start doing stuff, right?
Yeah, that's when all. That's when. there was a
That's when like
comedian.
puberty's raging.
There was a comedian who opened up for me in Detroit, and she was a short little lesbian girl, and she told this joke, and someone came up to her and said, "What would you rather have, no toes or no fingers?" And she was like, "Well, obviously no toes because my fingers are my dick."
All right. I think
Uh,
we're all better off for you sharing that anecdote. I think
um,
we all learned something, and we've definitely helped this person.
I think that it's whoever it is. I think you should be happy that they're washing the condom.
Um, I think you gotta hope. Weirdly, it's your daughters and not your husband's. Because if it's your
Yeah,
husband's, like you're gonna have to deal with that. However you deal with it. I don't know if you get a divorce or you have a talk or you see a couples therapist or you just pretend like you never found it and go
hmm.
have sex with the mailman.
What would you do if it was reversed and you found a diaphragm?
If I were in this situation, if I were a parent, had
Hmm.
kids,
Yeah.
what I would do is I would hope that I had the kind of relationship with my 13-year-old daughter that I could sit down with her and be like, hey, man, it's cool if you're out there boning. I'm glad you're being safe. I just would like to know, like, what's going on. And if I got an indication that it was indeed her condom, I'd be like, okay, well, it's a lot. And I'd probably like talk to other friends who have kids because I fucking don't know anything about what kids are like. Uh, but if I talked to her and got no indication that it was hers and had the kind of relationship where I trusted that, then I would sit down with my partner and be like, I fucking found this in the laundry. I know you're fooling around. And I think it would be a hard out for me. I don't
Yeah.
think I would. I don't think I'm built to ever like trust for me is such a difficult thing to develop. I just have no ability to trust humans, and part of that is from my history, and part of that is just I guess how I'm built. But I would just know that I was never going to trust that person again, and I know that I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a sexually non-monogamous relationship, so I would just be like, "Yep, we did it. Me, we're gonna do something else now."
Yeah. That makes sense. That's smart.
But again, I don't know what it's like to have a family, so I don't know if like when you have a family, if fidelity becomes less of a like priority over your children's happiness. So I have no clue.
Yeah. That's a tough call because a lot of people stay together for kids.
For the kids, yeah, I
And
think.
some,
I Go ahead.
no, no.
I mean, I know of at least a few marriages that are just like, yeah, we're gonna ride this out till those kids hit 18, and then good luck. I'm
Right.
out.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I would like put her down. Just put them down.
Yeah,
Poison
that's
is
your go-to. You're just killing everybody today.
poison their food. Just make them see dead people. Bruce Willis the shit out of them.
Oh, brought to you by Haley Joel Osment.
Hmm. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that Haley Joel Osment was that one. He looks so much different as an older kid than he did when he
yeah,
was younger.
he does look different. He's a great actor, though. He's
Yeah,
such a good actor. He's so funny.
he is very funny.
I like watching him. All right,
Mhm.
Haley, if you're listening, more fans. Yeah. So talk to your kids, man.
That's what I said.
Okay, next question. Hey, love the show. Would really love it if Josh didn't make every question about himself.
Mhm.
That said, question for Josh. It's about him. Kidding. It's for everyone. Just wanted my question picked. Sorry, Josh.
Damn, that's
Well, it
smart.
got picked. It
Yeah.
got picked. My mom's first high school boyfriend just passed away. His wife plans to keep his ashes in an urn, but my mom wants to scatter them at the place where they first made love, where she
Ew.
lost her virginity to him. The wife isn't
Ew.
on board, so my mom wants my help to convince her. That I think this all seems pretty disrespectful. If that's what he wanted, he probably would have told his wife. How do I talk how do I talk to my mom and get her to stop wanting this? Signed, Ashy Larry.
Uh, that's bananas. I understand that people grieve differently, but for you to think that you have precedent over the wife because of where you fucked in high school, that's some crazy Josh thinking.
Um,
That's
no.
like I gotta say, you gotta do what you need to do to help your mom because that's banana talk.
Yeah, I mean, you got to talk to your mom because she's like. Hopefully, this is uncharacteristic, but
Right.
like she's centering herself in something that really has nothing to do with her, and she's obviously experiencing some feelings that she's not processing well.
Yeah, yeah, she needs some help.
Yeah, she hopefully again, like I said, this is a one-off. If this is just how she is, then like you and I should grab drinks because we've got the same kind of uh, generational trauma.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
if this is a one-off, you got to sit your mom down and just be like, "This isn't about you. You're not. You guys didn't build a life together. What you shared was important, and it's important to you. And we can, you and me, we can go to the place where you first made love, and that's fucking weird to do with your parent. But like, we can go there and like create some sort of honor ceremony or something. But you got to just like convince your mom to get the fuck out of that woman's grief and let her do whatever the fuck she wants with her husband's ashes."
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. That's just crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
there,
it's
and
nuts.
no, I mean, I have a bond with the very first woman that I slept with, but if her husband was like, even if her husband was like, hey, I know you and Jennifer were close. I'm going to send you her ashes so you can put them in your grandma's basement where you guys first did it.
I'm
I'd be
gonna
like,
go. I'm gonna go find the urn of the woman who I lost my virginity to because she's surely dead by now. And
ugh,
then I'll spread it in my friend Nathan's basement.
that'll be fun. Yeah,
Hmm.
there's an uptick on that.
Did your father was your father buried or cremated? I don't
Cremated.
know how I. Yeah, I don't know how I pronounced it that way.
He was
He was cremated.
cremated.
What'd you do with the ashes?
They still haven't been. They're going to be all buried at the hit. Bob, Lisa, and his ashes will all be buried at the same time.
Where are they now?
I don't know. I asked
You
about it, and
don't.
Bob gave me some squirrely answer.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah, because if I were to spread the ashes, it'd be all over my chest.
Come on now.
No, I don't know where I would
Oh.
put him. He probably in Reno or some weird mountain.
My mother was cremated. My father's buried. My father is buried in the town in which I was born. But my mom was cremated, and we did like a little ashy spready thing.
Yeah,
It felt right.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Ashley Larry, you do whatever you can to stop your mom.
yeah. You got to talk your mom out of that. Are you ready for another?
I am.
Okay. Here we go. I moved to LA 3 years ago and just had my first friend breakup. I'd always
Ooh.
heard about them, but never thought I'd experience one. I guess I was the one who got friend dumped. My friend is a successful actress. We started out together, acting classes, casting director workshops, struggling side by side. Then she booked a movie and blew up. Now she's everywhere. I was, and still am, happy or so happy for her, but she stopped returning my calls and texts, then unfriended me on socials. I finally emailed to ask why, and her assistant replied, "She's too busy for questions like this." Like, what the fuck? Do I accept the ghosting and move on, or track her down and demand to know why the F she thinks she's better than me?
I got to think that as frustrating as
Wait. It's signed Casper the Friendly Ghosted, which is pretty great.
it is pretty great.
It was really good.
I have to think that as frustrating as it is being ghosted, you got to accept it because there's no good
Yeah.
answers. I always used to say, like, I always thought whenever I had friends who would drive by their boyfriend's or girlfriend's house to see if they were cheating, I would always say there's it's a lose-lose, because if they aren't cheating, you feel like an asshole. If they are, it's something that you thought you were right. So it's definitely lose-lose. Your friend doesn't want to be friends with you anymore for whatever reason. Your friend doesn't want to be friends with you. It could be because they've changed circles and now they're, hanging out with Brad Pitt and doing the cool movie star thing. Like court, like if you remember Noodle was good friends with Tiffany Haddish. And when Tiffany blew up, Tiffany's, everybody used to see Tiffany. She would hang out constantly. And now she's uber famous, and she doesn't really, I don't think she hangs out with the people she used to hang out with anymore. I don't think it's personal.
I think she hangs out with like Will and Jada Pinkett a lot.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't
think it's personal.
That's a thing that just happens in this town. When people blow up, their friend circles change and they like want to be around other people who are famous and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, you got to accept it. But your lose-lose comment reminded me of a story. I was opening for a very funny, very famous comedian.
Yakov Smirnoff?
It was Yakov Smirnoff. Yeah, in Russia,
Mm-hmm.
in Russia, car drives you. I love that. In Russia, bed sleeps on you. It was always just like the dumbest reversals. I saw Yakov. I was doing a set. Where was I? It was somewhere really, really, really random, like either Denver or something. I was working for a week, and Yakov was just he came into the green room to just say hi to the comics, and he just looked. It was so sad. He doesn't look great.
I walked in on him once when he was yakking off.
Oh boy!
In Russia.
Nope.
Penis
I don't want to hear it. God damn it.
Penis jerks you.
In Russia, penis makes hand come. But, the story I was going to tell, I was opening for this famous comic. We were in Tahoe. And, we did the show, had a big night. It was 2 a.m. And, we were on the Nevada side of Tahoe, so bars don't close and shit. Casinos stay open. You can drink forever. And I called it at 2, and he was getting cut off at the casino bar where we performed. So, for a famous dude who just brought in 3,000 people to a show, for the bartender to be like, no more for you. That's an indication of how far gone he was. Right. And he was like, let's go across the street to another bar. And I was like, no, buddy, I'm not leaving this place. I'm going to sleep. And he went out, and then I just didn't hear from him. And it was 7:00 at night the following day, and we had a show at 8. And the event planner, our liaison at the casino, called me. And he was like, do you know where he is? And I was like, no, I don't. I haven't heard from him. And he was like, will you go into his room? And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, can you just go in his room? I'll give you a key and you can go in his room. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And he was like, why not? And I was like, because that's a big lose-lose for me.
Right.
There are only 2 scenarios. I walk in that room and he's not dead. And he's just furious with me for walking into his room. That's an insane thing to happen. Or he is dead.
Right.
And I get to find him. I'm not doing that. That's not my job.
No.
My job's to sling some fucking shitty jokes.
Yeah.
He was not dead.
That's great. Thank Yakov. He's Yakov. He's still doing it.
It was Yakov. And back to Casper the Friendly Ghosted. Just deal with it. It sucks. Yeah. Your friend is, I wouldn't even put a judgment on them. They're not a bad person. They're just blowing up and becoming famous, something I've never experienced. I've experienced some success, but it does. Everybody who kind of gets famous goes through that phase of just being a little bit of a self-centering asshole. Yeah. It's impossible not to. You just gotta maybe you'll be friends again. Maybe you'll never be friends again. It's just something that's gonna happen.
You've never blown up and been famous, but it's funny how many times you told me you've blown famous dudes. I agree. There's nothing you can do about it. I had a friend in Michigan who wanted to hang out with me. I was married. I was like engaged at the time.
You were engaged?
I still am
No. Oh,
in the
so
store.
this is recent.
Yeah. It was like two
Oh, I
summers
thought you were
ago.
saying like when you lived in Michigan, you were engaged. I was confused.
Yeah, I did. I was in Michigan once too for
You
like
were
2 days.
engaged before.
Yeah,
What do you mean for 2 days? What the
she
hell?
broke
What
it.
is happening?
She broke it off after 2 days. We didn't get along.
You,
Yeah,
how long were you together when you proposed?
about a year.
And you proposed, and then 2 days later, she was like, "This isn't working."
Correct.
That girl's smart.
Yeah, she was. It would have been terrible. It would have been an awful thing to do at 21 or 22, whatever the age was.
You were that young and you got engaged?
Yeah, it was pretty stupid.
I've never been engaged.
I can tell.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right. Well, let
All
me
right,
finish. Let me
friend.
finish my story. Then we can go out on this because this is a great question.
Okay.
Um, the it was the NFL draft in Detroit, and I'd known this person for a long time, and they were like, "Oh, well, it's going to be downtown. I can stay in your room," and I was like, "No, you can't do that." She's like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Inappropriate. Like, I can't do that. I can't. You can't crash in my room. You're a woman, and I'm engaged, and no, it's not cool." And she hasn't talked to me since. She was so mad. She was so mad about it. She just like stopped answering the phone. This is someone I've been friends with for like 25 years.
That's a tough one because, like, I have two female friends who, like, even if I were in like a serious committed relationship, there are two female friends who, like, I would be like, yeah, we're going to share a hotel room. It's obvious. Like, these two women are like my sisters. There's just no universe in which anything romantic or sexual would ever happen.
Right.
And if I had a partner and I was like, yeah, Jess and I are going to Palm Springs. We're going to like share a hotel room and do a thing. If my partner had like a big reaction to that, I would probably understand it, but I would still just be like, no, like, there's not like, don't be jealous of this. Like, that's crazy. But I
Right.
also understand that like that's a big thing to just be like to your partner, like, yeah, I'm gonna share a room with a
Yeah.
woman.
Can't do that. I don't even have women come
No,
over when she's not home.
okay.
Like I just wouldn't. I just think it's disrespectful.
I only have women come over when she's here.
I know that's the smart thing to do. Um. All right. Well, I think we saved a lot of lives today.
I think we saved a ton of lives. We have more questions, by the way. I went through the archives and found a bunch.
Well, let's save them for next time because I'm starting to get hungry again.
Oh boy, what are you gonna eat?
Probably more chicken.
Okay. All right, pal. I think we did it. I think it's great. If
Yeah.
you like the podcast, subscribe. Please send us emails to adviceguys11@gmail.com. That's adviceguys11@gmail.com. We would love to get those emails from you.
It's true. And please subscribe. Please share it with all of your friends. And if you do have a question, just remember why answer it yourself when you could have people on the internet answer it?
Yeah, the smartest two people ever.
Yeah. And no one ever puts baby in a coroner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
All right. See y'all next week, y'all.